Okay, so what's the next list? Because you do have two others.
Let's take a look at rides that we could have ridden and never did. And maybe we can kind of try to go into maybe what the reason might have been in each case.
Yeah, so this is like Hall of Shame list.
Yeah, shame on you. We were there, we could have gone on, and we just didn't do it, and then now the ride no longer exists. So these are uncorrectable. We lost on these ones.
Okay, yeah, well, a couple of these were already mentioned, actually. What was it called at Hershey Park? The giant wheel? The Intamin wheel?
Oh, the giant wheel.
Yep. Could have done that. I just didn't. Don't know why.
Were you just not interested? Was it too early on and you're going to parks and was it there during our bigger is better phase? And we both had that in our own way.
I think it probably was. The first time I went there was in 2000. So yeah, that was probably part of it where it was like, even flat rides, like all flat rides are like sort of questionable for me, I guess, at that period. It was mostly just like coasters or nothing, which was stupid. That was a boneheaded phase.
Well, yeah, we all had to grow up sometime, you know. Even though it looked interesting, it's just a Ferris wheel.
Well, that's the thing. It didn't look interesting to me at the time.
Oh, it really didn't even look interesting to you?
It didn't. Okay. No, it didn't register with me at all. So missed out on that. And then I'll mention also Ghostbusters Spooktacular at Universal Florida. I could have gotten that in its last year, which was the first year I went there, but I didn't. And now I want to speculate that we just didn't have time, because I remember that park being jam-packed. That was like the infamous, we waited like 2 hours for Jaws. Like everything had like over an hour wait. So I think we just ran out of time.
So you did know about it?
Yeah, and I was a big Ghostbusters fan and everything growing up, but I guess, you know, just the other stuff took precedent.
So you actually could have done that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. A little bit of a shame. You just had Ghostbusters, Universal. I have a Disney that I thought of. Cranium Command.
Oh, you didn't do that?
Never did it.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
It was there when I was there, and a part of the Wonders of Life Pavilion at Epcot, and just didn't do it. I did get a chance to explore the pavilion, did Body Wars, so it wasn't a total wash on that. But I have to believe with this one, it was a time constraint issue. There's so much to do at that park. There just wasn't time for it. It was just getting late. Never saw that in person. I've only seen it on YouTube years later.
You're not missing anything. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's nothing more to it in person?
No, not really. I only did it once and was not impressed.
I mean, that whole Wonders of Life Pavilion was kind of like, yeah, whatever. I don't really miss it. Body Wars really was the best thing to come out of that. And even that wasn't that great.
No, it's like, yeah, even that I only did once.
Because it was the not as good Star Tours.
Yeah, right.
So there we go. Cranium Command. This is an obscure one that I thought of. But I believe the ride was called Meteorite at Dorney Park. This was back in 1993, the first time that I went to Dorney Park. It was an indoor flat of some sort. The outer building was themed to look like moon rock or some kind of space rock. So I think it looked like a meteorite. And it was located, it was Pizza Patio for a long time. Then it was like a barbecue place, and now I think it's a burrito cantina. And we never did it.
It's not the Iceberg?
Yes, you are correct. Iceberg opened in 1968. It was rethemed to Meteorite at some point. So this is it. And removed in 1993. So that was the last season for this ride when I was there. And I could have ridden it, and I didn't. It was a cuddle up.
Oh, it's like teacups, like the figure eight ones?
Yeah. They spun and went from one turning circle to the other. So I think it might have been those figure eight teacups inside a themed building. Originally painted white to look like an iceberg, and then a little later on they made it into a meteorite. And that's interesting because I think Hershey Park had one of those too, with like a mine theme in the Minetown section. Coal Shaker, I believe it might have been.
Okay.
There was the coal cracker. It's still to this day a log flume. But I think there was coal shaker, which I think was one of these cuddle ups inside. But that was already gone before even I went to the park. And those are great rides, by the way. Those are my favorite teacups. The ones Knoebels has that still operating to this day, and that's a great way to do teacups. I love it. You can get a great spin just by having the people in the car move from one side to the other. You don't have to like exhaust your arms, and like pull a muscle just to get a good spin. It's kind of too bad. It's like just because Walt Disney picked the kind of teacups that he did, or I guess it's what Arrow designed for him, that became the quintessential teacup ride. Because I think this other version that was already out was actually better. Okay, so I just did 2. So now what else do you got?
Okay, this next one is probably the most egregious. Not probably, it is the most egregious.
Uh-oh.
And it's Journey into Imagination. We're talking about the original version of Imagination. And what makes this so bad is that I could have done it multiple times. And I just didn't.
More than once, you skipped it.
Yes.
This got chopped twice.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that. Well, I just didn't know it existed, really, to be honest with you. Because this was back in the 90s.
Well, it's pre-internet, we'll say that.
And yeah, and I just didn't really know anything about parks. And I just didn't even know it was there. And, it's like my parents are taking me around the park. And they just didn't know about it either, I guess. So, did not get to do it.
I mean, in your defense, I will say it's a huge fucking park. And the way it's laid out, Future World, anyway, you don't have to actually walk up to any of the pavilions. There's a whole inner loop you could do and never even get out, up to the front door of any pavilion. It goes beyond Walt Disney's idea of having that carrot in front of you at any moment, to draw you to the next land. It's like you wouldn't just see that Imagination building and just be pulled to that by itself. It's not like the park was a nicely tight double loop design where you had to pass everything, and you went, you saw it, there's a sign, and you just said, that looks like crap. It wasn't like that. I'll give that to you.
Well, you know what I think also may have been what happened was we did do Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. I think we probably thought we did that Pavilion's ride, and then that was the
that
end
was
of
my
it.
next question. All right, but you got out. All right, I was going to say, did you even do that? So you did actually walk up to the building.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened. I think we thought we did it. We didn't realize there was another ride there, the main ride.
So it just, all right, somehow it just got past everybody.
Yeah, twice. There were 2 years there where I could have done it and did not.
That's really rough with Imagination for you, because that really, again, like I mentioned this earlier, that that ride should still exist today. And I do wonder how many people does that sort of thing happen to even today? I know you should be more educated just out of the fact that you can literally look up stuff on the fly on your phone, something that you couldn't do back in those days. But still, more than any other parks, those 4 parks, and maybe the 6 if you include the other coast, definitely attract the most non-enthusiasts, the most casual park goers.
Yeah.
So I do wonder how many of them, how many families of 4 go to these parks even today and just miss whole areas because they just didn't know they were there.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it happens a ton.
Especially like Animal Kingdom, which is so poorly designed and all those weird dead ends. But the dead ends that go on forever because that park is so oversized. Like, I could definitely see a family just only traversing maybe 50, 60% of the park on their first visit and just not even knowing that other stuff existed.
Sure, yeah. Yeah,
I guess probably you're right. Probably happens a lot. It's not the people that are listening to us. We're preaching to the choir here. But there's definitely other people out there, though, that probably have similar stories to yours. Okay. I'll follow yours up. Well, no. Let me do my other oddball one first. We share this one. Frankenstein's Castle, Indiana Beach. I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. This is like recent.
Fucking Frankenstein's Haunted Castle, yeah. And I know when we both looked at it and we turned to each other and we said, that's probably crap, and we didn't bother. And then what? I know someone who did it, and he told me it was great. And then I think we also both read things where it has great reviews. People really love that year-round haunted walkthrough. It was also before we were like more into that.
It was a little before. It was before we had done Halloween Horror Nights. So it was on the cusp, though. And we already knew we liked haunts. I mean, we had done all the other regional stuff that we'd done up to that point, and then we were right about on the precipice of doing the ultimate in Horror Nights. But it's like, I don't know. I really regret this one. I think you do too.
Oh, definitely. Now, I mean, the park got saved, so maybe we can correct this. I mean, I don't know how different that attraction will be when that place reopens, because it's new owners now. So I don't know.
I was so upset when I first saw that it was done, and I'm really glad that it will be saved, because of the parks that company, whichever one it was given up, that was the best one. So that was my next. So you actually had that on your list?
Yeah, that was my last one.
So my last one is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride from Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was 1992. I was in that park twice, and that ride was there in its double glory, the dual version, not as opposed to the single one that's in Disneyland. And I did not do it.
So you actually had two opportunities, like I did with Imagination.
Yes. Yeah. So this is my egregious one right here. I know I've said it on the show before in other episodes, at least one other time. But in many ways, it's that fucking Peter Pan's Flight that ruined this for me, though. I mentioned how that was the first ride we did, definitely the first Fantasyland Dark ride we did ever as a family. Maybe the first ride we did that entire vacation, I'm not sure. But we waited a very long time for it, and it was short, at least compared to the wait, and overall not exciting enough to support that amount of wait. And I know at least my father got really upset, and I think he didn't have too much tolerance for the other Fantasyland Dark rides after that. So I hate that I never rode it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't know if I did both sides of it.
Well, you still did it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been happy just doing the one side.
Yeah. Okay.
Having said that I did that. And then, the closest thing I came to reconciling this was doing the Disneyland version. So I missed the big Disney one, too.
I guess I do want to mention this next ride in this section because Hellcat at Clementon, I guess it's done.
Oh, I know, that's a shame.
And I just blew that park off year after year after year, and now I'm kind of regretting it. Because it was always just a little too far, it was just annoying to get to, and it was a pay-one price. You had to pay like $30-some-odd, I think, really just for that one ride. And over the years, I just couldn't justify it. And now it looks like I'll probably never get it.
Yeah, it's like never say never, because it is kind of it's a pretty good ride. So maybe someone will buy it and take it out of there and move it.
Yeah, or the park could get sold to someone else and could reopen.
Or yeah, that's also possible too there. So that's sort of a little offshoot, I guess, of this.
Yeah, because it's like I really could have done it.
Because you weren't in the park. It wasn't that bad. And that, of course, that never happened. You in that park and not doing that ride.
Well, yeah.
Because that's just like a joke. But at the same time, like, yeah, you still could have made that extra hour drive, like after Great Adventure, and just gotten it done one day, and then it just never happened.
The last opportunity, real opportunity, we did plan on going there. We went to Maury's Piers, and then we were going to hit Clementon on the way back up. But we just took too long at Maury's Piers, and we would have gotten to that park like a half hour before close or something, and we just said, all right, forget it. We're not going to try.
That's a shame, too, because like, I want to re-ride that ride.
Yeah, that's an S&S Woody. It was only 3 made, I think. There was Avalanche at Timber Falls in Wisconsin. That's gone. That's a shame, because that was a great ride.
Fucking shame, yeah.
Hellcat at Clementon. And the only one left currently, I mean, hopefully Hellcat will survive, but at least as of right now, the only one left is that one at Wild Waves in Washington State. Yeah, Timberhawk, Ride of Prey. Oh, sorry, they did do another one, but not in this country. Oh, well. All right, do you have any more?
Of that category, no, not that I could think of. Does that take us to our third category?
Third and final category.
Rides that we made the trip to and just couldn't ride. Was out of our control. We got fucked, I'd say. This is the fucked category. Should we just lead in with the big one that actually started this discussion between us?
Yeah, do it.
It's Desperado, the Arrow hyper airtime machine out in the desert of Nevada in or outside Buffalo Bill's casino. Holy shit, this one hurts.
I don't know if this ride's going to reopen. It has a very sketchy operating schedule as it is, and then it may be totally done. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Oh, it's such a damn shame. I mean, it's like the lost arrow. It's like the impossible arrow. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The only other arrow of this type, I mean, it's Magnum and this in this country.
Well, in this country, yeah.
Wanted to ride it for a long time.
Because this one was featured on TV specials and stuff. It was a very well-known ride, at least back in the 90s.
Yeah, right. At least years ago. I don't know how well known it is today, honestly. But it's just like, holy shit, we were there. We made this journey. We made it happen. And it was not open. And this was back in 2002. Not even remotely close to today. I know the last 3 or 4 years, operations have been very spotty. But we're going back a long time here, and we were there on a day and we couldn't even ride the damn thing. It was really disheartening. This is a rough one because it's so hard to get there, and it makes it even more miraculous. We were still both pretty damn young in 2002. We weren't even driving ourselves. There was parents involved and arm twisting involved to get them to go to this place. Like, you want to go where? What? Where the hell?
Right.
Like, why are we going this far off the beaten path? And what the fuck? They didn't quite say it like that, and yet we did it. We got our way. We got them to take us there, and then all we got out of it was a shitty flume.
Yep.
We rode the flume that they have there because that was open, and we did not get Desperado. Well, what do you have? What do you have?
I have 2 other ones on my list where we're definitely not going to get them because they're gone. One of them is One Side of Colossus at Magic Mountain.
We just never could get it.
And how many times did we go? Like 2 or even 3, and it just wasn't open that side?
4 times.
God damn it.
4 individual visits to that park, and that other side was never running.
Incredible.
Yeah. That's, again, I know, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, it's not that big a deal.
No, I don't really care, because we did the other side. We essentially did do it, and it was terrible. So.
Because they parallel each other the entire time. Mm-hmm. So it was literally the same ride. It was just the difference of being on the outside or the inside of different turns. We did do it, essentially, and it was not very good. So I doubt it was worth anything. But that is frustrating, though. That's got to be the record for how many individual attempts.
Oh, it's got to be.
So for us, at least, for 4 times and never getting it. So, okay, that's a good one.
And the other one that I have on my list that is done is Super Manage or Menage, I don't know how to pronounce it, at La Ronde.
Oh, Super Menage a Trois?
Yes.
Yeah, we missed that, unfortunately.
The Vekoma corkscrew coaster. They're like knockoff Arrow corkscrew ride.
Yes. That whole park was a bit of a failure for us. That's what we get for going on the big international fireworks festival weekend.
Yeah,
we
sure.
really fucked ourselves by doing that. I never could have imagined the kind of crowds that thing pulls in, that festival, and I think the park actually reached capacity like the second day, and we couldn't even go in. We were too late.
So we missed out on that ride, which I'm not that upset about.
You may not know, but is that the same as the one that was in Knoebels? They had that Vekoma corkscrew. So I think we did do that. You did that one, right?
Yeah.
Whirlwind, I think it was.
Yep. Whirlwind.
Which is actually the name of the model. It's a Vekoma Whirlwind.
But it's not exactly the same, apparently. It's close enough.
I mean, there are just possibly slight differences, but they're both Arrow corkscrew knockoffs.
Yeah, and that Whirlwind at Knoebels was really bad, I remember. I remember it being very rough.
Yeah, I remember that. But I know I was interested in riding that LaRonde one anyway, so that kind of stinks.
And then, while we're in that park, we also missed out on Monster, the racing wooden coaster they have. There's two sides.
Le Monstre?
It was a Cobb machine from the 80s, so I'm sure it was terrible because that was that bad era of Woodies.
But this is just Cobb, not Roster Cobb?
Apparently just Cobb.
This is Cobb going out on his own?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I remember being very interested. It's very large.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But it was just too crowded. We just ran out of time.
So, that park got us on a couple.
So, I mean, if we go back, we could still get Le Monstre or...
Yeah, we could still get that one. But I did think about, and this is another one that I guess is shut down, at least for the moment. Didn't we not get the Crazy Mouse at Martin's Fantasy Island?
Yes, you are correct.
I remember walking back to it like once or twice and try to see if it opened at any point in that day, and it just never did.
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about that. You're right.
So I got to mention that. That's one more that we cannot do.
I guess there's another...
another one.
Well, it's like a half. We didn't get to do Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain at Indiana Beach. Now, hopefully that park will reopen. It's supposed to, I guess, but we didn't get it when we were there because it wasn't open.
That one hurt because that's just such a weird, wacky thing.
Yeah, I would love to ride that.
And I know we've been waiting years to do it. We finally got ourselves out there. And again, it's a pain in the ass place to get to. And then that ride was not open.
It's just, yeah, a really unique, weird wooden coaster.
You know, I have one more that actually we can't do.
Oh, no.
But it's kind of I guess a half as you're calling some of these. It's 100% true that we cannot do it. But I'm thinking the Chiller Batman side with lap bars. Because at least I never did it. So after they changed, whatever year that was, that they took the over-the-shoulders off, I was never able to get on it again. Every other time I went to that park, and it was a ton of times, only Robin was open. I never rode Batman Chiller with lap bars.
I want to say I did, but I can't say that with 100% certainty.
I know for sure because it was like a thing for me for a bunch of years.
Oh, okay.
It was like this elusive thing, just trying to get this, and it never happened. All right, what else do you have?
I have the Arkansas Twister at Magic Springs.
Arkansas.
We were there, but a storm rolled in and they shut everything down.
That was a nasty storm.
Oh yeah, that was a bad thunderstorm. Now we can correct that. We can still go back there and get it, but outstanding on our list.
Sure. Magic Springs, just a nasty thunderstorm. Yeah. I think the park was closing pretty soon anyway.
It was like, yeah, there was only like an hour left of their operating day anyway.
Yeah, and I don't even know if we ever got word from the park, but we just gave up, just left because we were just about done except for that ride.
Yeah.
Who makes that?
That was a roster.
That was that roster without Cobb?
Apparently.
So we just don't like it when they split up.
Yeah.
We don't get on their rides, the solo projects. Here's one you may have forgotten about. Acrophobia.
No, I have that on my list.
Oh, you had it. Okay, good. Because it took my second go through to remember that. Actually, it didn't come to me right away. But Six Flags Over Georgia, that weird idea for a drop tower where you rode down on your balls.
Yeah.
And we never got to try it. We were there, and that ride was closed all day. And I know we were both looking forward to it. That's another going back to whatever it was late 90s, early 2000s. It was on TV a lot.
Yeah, that ride was pretty damn well known. Yeah, because it was on TV.
Since we saw it on TV, we always were laughing at it. It's just so ridiculous. How could this be comfortable? You're running down with your legs dangling, and you're just on a bicycle seat.
It's that was the whole gimmick of it, because otherwise it's just an Intamin drop tower.
Yeah, but I'd still like to ride it even today.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious.
So I'm happy that it's still there. And that's a park we'll definitely get back to. So yeah, we'll try to get it in eventually. All right, what else you got?
Ride of Steel at Darien Lake. It's Intamin Airtime Machine. It's just like the one at Six Flags America. They're Superman, but mirror image. This one was first, the Darien Lake one. And we didn't get it because storm rolled in. It's same thing like Magic Springs. We just got rained out.
Yeah, the park closed on us. Yeah, and that was it. Never got the Ride of Steel. And we could throw it in, the Boomerang as well. We also missed.
Oh, okay. But those are both still open, so we could still correct that.
Still open, and maybe even stronger than ever now that they're partnered back up with Six Flags.
Oh, okay.
And then, I couldn't remember. Let me ask you. But did we miss the giant SNS tower at Marineland? Because I can't remember riding it.
Yeah, that wasn't open, I want to say.
I think we missed it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we definitely didn't do it, but I think it was because it wasn't open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason we really wanted to do that SNS tower at Marineland was because it's gigantic. It's like 300 feet or something.
Yeah, it's very tall, the actual structure, but it's also built on a hill, which gives it extra height.
We didn't get that. That's a weird place that we're not going back to, so that's okay. That we didn't.
Well, that was like, I think we learned more afterwards. We were reading about it and the weird dark history with the treatment of the animals. And
well, yeah, that was at dinner after we did the park.
Yeah.
At dinner that night, we looked up the history, and it was like, holy shit, this place is like a concentration camp for animals. This is
yeah, just like those reports that they just like popping the animals in the head, like in front of people or something with the weird sick shit. Yeah, it was
totally nuts stories.
It brought us down. Yeah, in the end, we walked around a bunch. We did the Arrow. Thankfully, that was open. I'm glad we got to do that. And then we did Deer Park.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You're just going to walk in with the deer, and deer just do not want to be there with people. They're all like frightened.
That place is a trip. It's so strange, and it's gigantic. It is like at least the size of Epcot. It is so big.
Oh, yeah.
It's like twice the size. I don't know. It felt like twice the size. And the walkways were so wide, and it is such a bizarre place.
Yeah, yeah. I think, didn't I say something when we were there? It's like they built the infrastructure for some grand park, but then they haven't started building the actual park yet.
Yeah,
it's like they built the wide pathways and like the lights and the basic shit and some bathrooms, and then it's like, all right, now we gotta start actually putting the attractions in and making this something, and then they just stopped.
But they only put in like a handful of attractions. It's not even like they have that much stuff there either.
Yeah, it just never got off the ground. You can see that with that Arrow, where it was meant to be some grand coaster dark ride hybrid with a fake volcano and whatever, but it never got realized.
No, it's one of the, maybe even the strangest theme park experience I've ever had.
Yeah, that's a really bizarre one. But we can throw that in there. We missed that tower.
But yeah, so they say like the tower's 300 feet, and they say that it's on a hill that's 150 feet, so it's like you're 450 feet in the air. So it's like Zumanjaro height.
Wow, and that's before those existed, so we were really interested to try this.
Yeah.
Plus, we paid for this place, and so far all we did was the Arrow. We walked in. Also, there was it was like Penguin's Lair from Batman Returns. Indoor penguin arena or something, kind of like that.
I remember that now, yeah.
And it wasn't being used. I don't know if it's never used, but at least that day, because it was like a weekday, it was kind of dead.
Yeah, no, and there was like nobody there either. Like nobody wanted to go to that place because it's like a hellhole.
Oh, it's known for having protesters outside and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Right. And I wonder, we didn't know this when we went. I wonder if we had known this, would we have gone just for that Arrow?
Well, I would have for the Arrow, yes. Okay. I'll say it had to be done. Okay.
It's like a bizarre third world country kind of park experience, but in Canada.
But in Canada, and it's like right near Niagara Falls, so really weird.
Yeah.
And what is that called anyway? That ride we missed.
Skyscreamer? Yeah, Skyscreamer.
And I guess that park's still going to this day. I don't really check up on it ever, but
yeah, it's still there. You can still visit it.
Wow.
If you dare.
Let's see, what didn't we get to yet? Okay. This is quick. We also struck out a bit at Canopy our first time. And actually, now that I think about it, this kind of bridges over the categories a little bit. The Canopy Corkscrew was closed the time that we were there. So that was this category where we couldn't do it. But we also did not do the dark ride, which I think is Mine of Lost Souls. That was open, and we actually didn't do it. However, I actually rectified these, so I'm actually kind of speaking for you.
Well, I remember when we went, the place was packed.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's why we didn't do the dark ride. We also had to drive home that day, and it's a long drive.
Yeah, it was part of a larger weekend for us that had a lot going on, and we were tired as it was, and yeah, we had to go home and go to work the next day, kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
It was Sunday, and we had limited time, and then I do recall a full queue for that dark ride.
Yeah, we waited a pretty long time just to get, was it Untamed in? Their Eurofighter?
Yeah, Untamed, bear-themed Eurofighter.
Yeah.
I just want to verify. It is Mine of Lost Souls.
Okay.
I guess, what do you have left? Because I'm sure it's one of these two.
Well, this was very recent. Last year, Max Force at Six Flags Great America. We tried twice, actually. We even went back. We made an unscheduled revisit to try and get it, and we still couldn't get it. That ride, it broke down on us, is what happened. We waited. How long did we wait? Hour and a half or something like that, and then it broke down, and that was it.
Yeah, broke our spirit, I think, actually.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Well, it's a park we don't go to all the time, and it's a park that has a lot of good rides.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was only so much we wanted to sacrifice for the one new ride. And honestly, it was one of those things where, I know for me, as soon as I saw it, as soon as we got in the queue and you could see the entire ride from the queue, I already became half as interested as I was before that to ride it. When I saw how short it was, and really wasn't a whole hell of a lot going on.
Yeah, it was the same for me.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll do it one day, but I'm not rushing back for it. Okay, so you had that one. All right, so then in that case, you forgot about Ninjago.
Oh, hiya.
Hiya. Yeah, it is Ninja. Hiya. That was the California one where we went to that park. We've been to it before, so the only reason we went back was to ride this one ride.
Yep.
And it was closed.
We got there at opening, I think even right before opening, and we waited. We couldn't spend the whole day there. We had other things to do. I forget what else we had planned.
We may have been doing Knott's that same day. Oh, no, maybe SeaWorld? Maybe it was SeaWorld. It was that day, maybe.
Okay. It was 45 minutes.
That's the great story, yeah.
Because we walked in, 45 minutes later, we're walking out, and the lady asked us who worked there, you coming back? You want your hand stamped or whatever she said? And we just looked at her and said, no. And we left.
You got to understand, it's the look on her face.
That was priceless.
She shook. It was she was blown back. She was taken aback, literally though, physically. She shot back a 6 inches or so, and shook her head real quick. What? But we just kept walking. We're the old grizzled coaster veterans, and we are, and we just kept going. We didn't even look back. And then I think we started laughing hysterically after we got a few feet away. After we got maybe it was just it was amazing that moment. How in disbelief she was. Just what? You came here for 45 minutes and you left?
Yeah, because it's cost $70 whatever to get in. I mean, we had a package deal, so it came bundled with other park tickets, so it was okay for us to do that.
Plus, we're just crazy about this stuff anyway, so we do crazy things sometimes. But to this lady, she just couldn't. I mean, she definitely told that story to whoever she goes home to at night or whatever she had to.
I'm
because
sure.
you would never believe this. These kids, and it's these older people too. These guys are these kids in their 30s or whatever. They just went to the park for 45 minutes and then they left and they just didn't care.
Yeah.
So does that wrap it up? Is that about it?
I think so. That's a pretty long one.
It's pretty good though. I think this is enjoyable.
Oh yeah, this was a ton of fun.
I enjoyed telling these stories, so I think someone will enjoy listening to them.
I hope so.
This is good. This is a fun one. I don't wherever we have someplace. We have a Yahoo email still, right? We have that.
We do. Thanks for writing at yahoo.com.
We have a Facebook page, don't we? Face page book.
Still a thing, believe it or not.
So yeah, this is a fun topic I think that you could throw out because it's really based on your individual experiences. So everybody would have a different list across the three categories that we threw out there. So this would be a fun one if you feel like it. Drop us a line, throw some of your own experiences out there. We could do a thanks for writing again one day and discuss it because this is interesting.
Yeah,
it's fun for us. Anyway, thanks for listening, and thanks for.
Okay, we're on. So what do you have to mention now?
Yes, we had an epiphany here. We were just talking, and there's some rides that, and I guess this is going to really just be Disney, but it's attractions, I should say, because it's probably mostly shows that we could have done many of them multiple times and never did, and we're kind of happy about it.
We're actually happy about it.
Yeah, kind of. And we're just starting to think here, and there's more than I think I even realized of these type of things that I've always blown off, and it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of glad, kind of feel good about it. And the first one was at Epcot at the Land Pavilion, the Circle of Life show with the Lion King characters. And then I even went a step further and realized that I could have done the original version of that, which I think was called Symbiosis.
Symbiosis.
And that one I could have done one time when I would have been really young though. But I could have done that Lion King one probably at least 4 times, maybe 4 or 5 times, and I never did. And I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I don't care.
Okay.
And now it's something else new, right? It's been replaced.
Yeah, it's Awesome Planet now. Yeah.
And it's like I have no desire to do it. I don't care. I really think that I might never set foot in that theater. That's just going to be something that I'll just have to go down in history with. I just don't know. It'll take a lot before I'm that bored in that park. Because I do get bored in that park, but I go to a different park. That's my solution. It's like, you know what? Let's just go ride Everest. Fuck this shit. So that's kind of a funny one for me. You did actually see, right? You saw Lion King.
I saw the Circle of Life show. Yeah, I saw that once. But for me in that pavilion, I never saw Food Rocks, and I think I had 6 opportunities to see it, and I just never did.
And we should clarify. Because when you first told me that, I was like, well, Kitchen Cabaret or Food Rocks?
Yeah, no, it was already Food Rocks by the time I went the first time. I'm not sad about Food Rocks. I don't care that I missed that, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Now, I never saw Food Rocks, but I never had a chance to. Well, you know what? I probably did. What am I saying? I might have blown that one off, too.
Wait, hang on.
When did it close? When did Food Rocks close?
2004.
Oh, I could have done that. Well, there we go.
We both blew it off.
I could have done that at least twice then. Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
So we have a combined 8 times, 8 blow-offs combined here.
That's amazing.
And we just love it. We're laughing.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And then,
that's great.
So what was the other one? We could have done Golden Dreams at California Adventure twice, but we didn't.
And yes, that really a classic opening. It opened with the park, that show. It was supposed to really just show you what the whole park was supposed to embody. And yeah, we blew that off 2 times before they got rid of it.
But what did you say? We were actually in the queue at one point?
Yeah, I believe the second time we actually got into the queue and we're on our way into the building. And but before we actually got inside, because I know I've never seen the inside until, and I guess now it's the Mermaid, right? Is that the same building?
Yeah, it's Mermaid.
I think so. Now it's totally different. But I never saw the theater, and before we even got inside, we just stopped. Let's do something else. And I can't tell you what we did. We may have just found something to eat or something. I don't know. It was anything but that. We just did not care to see that show.
Jeez, anything but that.
And now I'm thinking of that park. Right behind that theater are those Redwood Creek challenge trails. That whole Redwood Forest thing, and we blew that off every time.
Have we ever walked over there?
I've never walked inside. No, we just like pass it on the midway as you're going around the rapids, and I don't think we've ever walked close to it.
Okay, so Food Rocks, Golden Dreams, Symbiosis, Circle Life, those are all gone. We can't correct that. We can correct the Redwood Creek Trail, though.
We can correct that?
But you won't.
Yeah, we're not.
But we won't. No, yeah, I guess we won't.
I don't care. It is funny how Disney, more than any other park, chain is like the one that really can put some stuff in that where we just don't give a shit about it. It just pushes us too far. It's just like, oh God.
Okay, I may have another one here.
Oh, what do you got?
The Legend of the Lion King show at Magic Kingdom, which is where PhilharMagic is now. I don't remember if I did this. I want to say I didn't, but I can't really remember.
Oh.
That was there from 94 to 2002. So I had, oh boy, I had, I guess, another like 6 or so opportunities to see it. And I don't know if I did.
I guess I had at least one chance to do it then. I know I never did.
Oh, so this is one where like you could have, but you didn't.
I think you said what? Yeah, 2002?
February 2002 it closed.
Oh, I was there in January 2002. There you go.
Oh, you could have gotten it.
In fact, they probably had already announced the end of it at that point. I'm sure they probably did, the way they do things usually. And I didn't go. I didn't see that show ever.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's a good one. There's that Beauty and the Beast show, and I've never seen that.
Oh God, I've walked in there when it was happening and walked out. So whatever category that is, I essentially blew it off.
Oh, that's perfect.
I walked in, saw it for like literally a minute or 90 seconds, and then just walked back out.
It's just the people in the costumes like pretending to sing the songs, right?
I think, yeah, I don't know if they really are singing them or not, but yeah, it's just an abbreviated telling of Beauty and the Beast, I guess. Yeah, you know, and in that park, the Monster Sound show, I'm not sure if I saw that. I definitely saw Sounds Dangerous with Drew Carey, but the show before that, the Monster Sound, I don't know if I did that.
So you may have just not gotten to that one. You blew it off. Wasn't Chevy Chase in that?
Yes. Wow.
I actually saw that. Yeah.
You saw Monster Sound? Okay.
I didn't see much of Sound. But now, all right. Now, what years did Sounds Dangerous play?
That was 99 to 2012.
Oh, so I must have blown that off like 3 times.
Oh, you never saw that one?
No, I never saw that one with Drew Carey.
I saw that one like twice, I think.
Was it any good?
Not really.
I'm also thinking, I'm still in that park now in my mind. That wasn't there a Hunchback?
There was a Hunchback show. I never saw it. I could have seen it a lot of times.
Yep. Okay, I'm with you. A Hunchback show is in the back of the park.
Yes.
Hunchback in the back. And yep, never saw that show.
Oh my God. What was the singing talent show, reality show that replaced Sounds Dangerous?
America Sings. American Idol.
Yeah, American Idol. I think that's gone, right?
Wait, there was an American Idol show in MGM?
Yeah, the American Idol experience. The American Idol experience. Yeah, that's gone. So that's another one where like I could have done it, but never did. 2009 to 2015. Didn't see that. There was a Doug Live show. Never could have seen that. Never did.
What? Like what? Nickelodeon?
Yeah. Oh wow. There's a lot of stuff that we could have done, and we just blew off a lot of these shows.
Yeah, it just tests our own patience. It's just like we're the enthusiasts, but it's just oh man, some of this stuff.
And then also just in Disneyland, whatever that theater is back near sort of over by It's a Small World, we've never been in that theater. So whatever ran there, we never saw. Like we could have and didn't.
Yeah, I don't know, it's like it's a Fantasyland theater. I think is what it's called.
Is that maybe? Yeah.
Is that it? We've always blown that off. Well, I've never seen the O Canada Circle Vision either.
Wait, have you been in there? Have you seen any version?
Nope.
What?
I've only actually ever been inside 2 of the 3 Florida Circle Vision theaters.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, and Impressions de France.
You've
Both of
never
those.
seen that?
No, I've never seen that in person. I've only listened to the soundtrack.
Oh my god.
I heard the soundtrack like 10 times, but I've never seen the show anywhere else, even Universal, because I know we mentioned it. Like I don't care about the Hercules and Xena show, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't there when that was going.
This is one for me where I could have, but I didn't.
You could have done that show?
Yeah. At least, yeah, a couple of times.
A couple of times.
And I blew it off.
You know, I might have been able to do the original Toon Lagoon and that big amphitheater they have there.
I know I saw the show one time.
You actually saw it?
I did see it one time.
You've been in that theater?
Yeah.
Wow,
I was there opening year. I saw the original show.
It's not an easy theater to get into.
Pandemonium Cartoon Circus. Yeah, it's like I don't remember if there was like a plot or anything. It just seemed like kind of a mess.
Well, that's Pandemonium for you.
Yeah.
The show lasted less than a year.
Yeah. 99, May of 99 to February of 2000.
That's another rare one that you got to do.
And I've never been back in that theater. This is the only time I was in there.
Okay, so then I was wrong. I did not blow that off. I was not there for that short, like 9-month run.
Is there anything else in California Adventure? I mean, we never did the wine thing either, right?
Well, what is that? Should I even know what that is? Is there an actual like tour of a winery in the park?
They used to show you a video at least. Seasons of the Vine.
Yeah, and we've never done that.
No. The only time I've been in that building is it was once for that Blue Sky Cellar thing a bunch of years ago. And I think the Seasons of the Vine, it was another thing like Golden Dreams where it didn't sound interesting at all. Especially back, when we went in like 2002 and stuff, when like I couldn't give two shits about wine back then.
Oh, well, we were still young. That was like bigger is better. Where's the rides? Where's the extreme? Where's the G-Force?
Yeah.
Where's G-Force Records when you need it?
Oh, we could have gotten it a couple of times. Oh, that's funny. It closed in 2008.
A tour, or is it like a movie that you just hadn't watched?
No, it wasn't a tour. It was, I think part of it was someone like spoke to you, but like, the main thing was like, yeah, you saw a movie on winemaking.
Oh, wow. That's what I want to go to a park and do.
Yeah, well, it was like they're trying to tell you all about California. It's like, hey, we got a lot of wine out here.
We have a lot of wine on Long Island, too. Who cares?
I got a wine right here behind me. My bar.
It's true.
And it's like, I mean,
I should open an attraction.
I'm not like a huge wine person or anything, but I think every California wine that I've tried has not been good.
No, those Australian wines. Those are the good ones.
Yes, I like the Australian and New Zealand wines. Oh, wow. Okay, so we could have done that a couple of times and we blew that off.
And of course we did. And then what about the Aladdin show there?
Oh, yeah, we could have done that. We never did it.
We blew that off like 3 times, right? 3 or 4?
Oh, yeah. Well, because, okay, the last time, I remember this, like, that we had the opportunity to see it, we considered it, but we knew that it's a really long show, and it was going to take, like, 2 hours out of our day or something, or like, no, that's unacceptable.
Is it that long? I guess it's that long.
I think the show is like an hour, but then you got to queue up for it and everything. It was like, it was going to eat up too much time, and we were like, no, forget it. We maybe could have seen the original show, The Power of Blast. We blew that off. I don't know when in 2002 it closed.
What was that?
It's a percussion show.
Oh, yeah, blood drums.
Yeah, it's a lot of drumming. We could have seen this. It closed in September 2002, so we blew that off too.
That's perfect.
And okay, we totally missed Superstar Limo.
That was close. That ride lasted less than a year.
Jeez.
I almost want to retroactively put that. This is the addendum anyway. I want to put that on my list of rides that I wish I could have ridden.
Oh, okay.
Just because if it's that bad, I got to see it. I got to see what this is now. Not just a show. This is a full dark ride that came together so poorly that Disney had to pull the plug on it after only months. Like, how bad must it have been? Because it's like, think about how bad current Imagination is at Epcot.
Yeah.
Think how bad that is. And that's been there for, like, what, 18 years now or something?
Yeah, a long time.
So how bad must have Superstar Limo been that it couldn't even last a year? I really do kind of wish I could go back in time and see it. And then what about, we've definitely walked into it, but that animation pavilion there, there's definitely there was the larger parts of that we never saw, I think. Like an actual film, like a sit down theater part of it. It originally played that Back to Neverland thing, which I think wasn't that with Robin Williams?
You were playing that in the early days? Okay, that would make more sense if it was that.
Yeah, and the park opened 2001. So I guess we could have seen that there, and we didn't.
Yeah, that was the Robin Williams one.
So I've never been in that theater.
Okay.
In that animation pavilion in California Adventure.
Yeah, neither one of us. All right.
It's weird. Yeah, this doesn't really come up. This doesn't really work for regional parks. There's this flat rides that you run out of time for, but that's not anything that's that interesting. You know what though? This is both coasts Universal. The Animal Planet.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that show.
I've never seen that in either park, and they both have one, I believe. Between the two, that's got to be a combined 12 times I've blown those off.
Oh, at least, yeah.
And then I guess of course, the Barney show. We've never done that.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
But that's pushing it. That's creepy. If one of us really wanted to see that show, I think that would be kind of creepy. Why do you want to see that? What the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah.
What are you, a pedophile? What do you want to go in there for? Just stop. It all started with Epcot, though. It's mostly Epcot still that remember blowing a lot of things off and being really okay with it.
Yeah.
All right, this is good. This is worth it. We can really say it this time. This is truly thanks for not riding these attractions.
Yeah.
By not riding these attractions, we've given ourselves all these laughs tonight. So this is great. All right, thanks for not riding.